Hello! Today I would like to talk to you about the zero conditional. In this presentation, I will explain everything about the grammar structure of the zero conditional and give you some example sentences. So let's begin, shall we? We use the zero conditional when we want to talk about something that is real, such as general truths and facts. For example, if water boils, it becomes steam. If plants don't get enough water, they die. If you mix red and blue, you get purple. I would like to talk to you about the grammar structure of this conditional. In the if clause, we use the present simple tense. And in the main clause, we also use the present simple tense. This is because we talk about general truths and facts. And it just always stays in the present simple because it always happens and it's always true. The if clause tells you the condition. If people study hard or when people study hard. And the main clause tells you the result. They pass their exams. The order of the clauses does not change the meaning of the whole sentence. For example, if people study hard, they pass their exams. Or we could also say, people pass their exams if they study hard. As you can see here, the only difference between these two sentences is that in the first sentence, this one which I started with the if clause, I used a comma in the middle in order to separate these two clauses. However, if I change the order of these two clauses, I do not need to use a comma because in the second clause, people pass their exams if they study hard. I use the conjunction if to separate these two clauses. Again, if, and then we have to explain the condition. After that, we have the main clause that talks about the result. If it rains, the grass gets wet. As we've mentioned, we can also say it other way around, beginning with the result. And then after that, obviously, we would have to use if. Later on, you can see we can also use when and in case, whenever. And then we have to explain the condition. When we start with the result, again, I would like to repeat that we do not need a comma. For example, the grass gets wet if it rains. As you've heard me say before, instead of if, we can also use when and in case. So, for example, when it rains, the grass gets wet. Or the grass gets wet when it rains. Now, I would like us to do some exercises together. Feel free to pause the video and complete the following sentences. When it's cold. Now, what do you do when it's cold? Please pause the video and complete these sentences. When I can't sleep. What do you do when you can't sleep? When Mary is sad. Now, in this case, I just wrote this name Mary, but obviously you can talk about your sister, your friend, your brother, a person you know very well. When my brother is sad, when my sister is sad, when my family is sad, what do they do? Plants grow if. I drink cocoa if. I always feel good when. In the next slide, in this slide, I would like to show you how I completed the sentences that we've just mentioned. When it's cold, I get a blanket. When I can't sleep, I work. When she's sad, Mary cries. Plants grow if we water them. I drink cocoa if I can't sleep. I always feel good when I pet my dog. I hope that this was useful and thank you very much for listening and have a great day. Bye.